Ouija, Origin of Evil, certified fresh. But for a film to be certified fresh, dare I say it, doesn't it have to be fresh? Rotten Tomatoes' reasoning behind how they certify fresh movies is that Rotten Tomatoes awards the certified fresh accolade to films and TV programs that have a steady tomato meter of 75 or higher after a set amount of reviews, 80 for films in wide release, 40 for films in limited release, 20 for TV shows, and including 5 reviews from top critics. So Ouija Origin of Evil has 75 fresh reviews and 16 rotten. For me, Ouija Origin of Evil isn't a fresh or original movie. It's a prequel to Ouija, which is a film that isn't certified fresh, as a 7%, and it did well, made 100 million worldwide, but was just a terrible film, which I really hated. And Ouija Origin of Evil, yes, it's better than the first film, but it's not like I'm saying, wow, that was better than the first film. It's not like I'm blown away saying that was incredible, so much better than the first film. I'm just saying, that's it. I guess it was better than the first film. Ouija Origin of Evil has a lot of people saying that it's clever, that it's original, that this is the type of horrors that we should have now. Today I'm going to talk about how Ouija Origin of Evil isn't fresh or original, and I know right now people are saying, hey, this is people's opinion, but I went into this film excited because Mike Flanagan has had this really good track record of his films. I enjoyed Absentia, I also enjoyed Hush, and I enjoyed Oculus. Those were fun movies that I did actually really enjoy. I still haven't seen Before I Wake, but Origin of Evil, Ouija Origin of Evil, just wasn't for me. To start off, this film wants to be this old film. It's meant to be, like I said, in 1969, I think it was at the beginning. It does all this stuff to make it look like an old film. Like, we get the old Universal logo, which is cool. We get the old things that films used to do with that whole flash up in the corner of the little circle, and we get like little flickers on the screen. And when the title comes up, it's like this old school title, and it looks cool, and I was like, I'm excited for this because of enjoying Mike Flanagan's other films. But for me, I feel like this is when critics have been like, hey, Mike Flanagan has done some good movies, and they're just sort of letting him off with this. I see with Before I Wake, that's had like really mixed reviews. But this time, it's just like, everyone was just like, hey, it does a bit more than the first film and actually has sort of this alright script. But to call it clever and original, I don't think it's that. These are my reasons why it's not. Ouija Origin of Evil does 2 scenes from the first film. Complete copy of the first film. Warning, spoilers. Spoilers for Ouija Origin of Evil. So what it does is it does the sewing the mouth shut in the mirror scene, and they do it a bit different this time. It's not like with Freddy in the first film, it's just that she looks in the mirror, the daughter does, and then her mouth is all like stuck up and stuff, and it's an exact copy of the scene from the first film. Someone also hangs themselves from the stairs, or from the light, and then drops down the stairs, and it's the exact same shot as the first film. So I feel like this film wants to distance itself, like they did want to sort of distance itself from the first film, because yes, the first film did do well, but critics hated it, and there was a lot of people that did hate it. And it doesn't really distance itself, because there's even an after credits scene where Lynn Shay, her character, of the young girl that's in this film, she appears as an after credits scene, and it's meant to be like the scene from the first film. So I was a bit confused by that, like what are they doing with this? Why do we need the after credits scene? It just felt very pointless. And the things that make it unoriginal, in my opinion, and not fresh, is that it does many things that we've seen in so many other movies before. There's nothing really new. We have the whole running up on walls, crawling up walls, and crawling on ceilings and stuff, and this is stuff that we've seen in things like The Exorcist, and we've seen in so many other possession movies. There's even the scene where the little girl starts to talk to the thing that's the spirit that's in the house. The kid gets taken over, and we have the whole demon voice thing where the voice is like, you are already in my heart now, like that. I don't know what that voice was, but I'm just saying that was a really, really good impression of it. But I mean, where it's like 2 voices, and then they have the whole thing being like, oh, she's not here anymore, like someone else is in the body, and And then there's a priest, and the Vatican is talked about. This film just reminded me of so many other films, and it was like, these are films that I'd rather be watching right now. I'd rather be watching The Exorcist, and I'd rather be watching Poltergeist, and I'd rather be watching these other sort of possession movies, because this does nothing original. The whole Ouija board thing is overdone now. And I know this is meant to be a prequel because, you know, it's meant to show the story from the first film that we were learning about while the spirits were in the house, but there's just nothing really very original or interesting about it, and that's a shame, because I was excited for this, but there's just, like I've said, there's the whole kid getting possessed, there's the ghost does stuff in the house, the kid gets taken over and starts like scratching things, and the people are like, what's going on? We have the whole bullshit thing of someone's mouth stretching, someone's eyes turning white, or someone's eyes turning black, and it's just like, we've seen that so many times, like when they're possessed, and the whole mouth stretching thing, and the CGI in this film. There is a scene where the first time the girl, she looks in the mirror, and there's like this really weird black CGI figure that appears and then puts its hand in her mouth, and her mouth stretches, and it sort of just reminded me of like what Insidious did as well. And there's even a scene where the girl she's trying to get to sleep, and then the spirit starts trying to pull the bed cover off of her. Yeah, we already saw that, and it just felt like a complete copy of the Conjuring scene, which I know it's definitely been done before that, but the Conjuring was like, did it in an interesting way, and this just felt like a complete copy of it. And there's even a scene that feels like a copy from the film Pulse, not the remake, the original, and it feels like when all these hands go over this girl, and it's just like, you watch this film and it just feels like so many other things mashed together. It doesn't feel original, and I don't know what people were on when they were seeing this movie, but I know it's opinions, but to call this clever and original and fresh, just look at it again, and then look at the things it does, because it does so many things from other movies. Like I've said, I like that it tries to have this whole 60s thing in the film, and tries to look like an old film. I guess that's cool, but if you want to try and make your film like this cool old film, just go with practical effects. Don't have horrible CGI, because that just takes away from you trying to make it look like an old film. Ouija Origin of Evil, I'm confused how it's certified fresh. I know opinions are opinions, but I don't think it should be certified fresh. I gave it a 2 out of 5, just because, hey, it's better than the original film, better than the first film, but that's all. That is all. So if there's any other movies you want me to talk about that are certified fresh, that you don't think us should be certified fresh, like I already did it with The Witch before, but if you've seen Ouija Origin of Evil, what do you think of it? What are your views on it? Do you think it should be certified fresh? Did you think it was fresh and original? That's all for today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Goodbye.